The Village of Hayward respectfully acknowledges that the land we are gathered on is the unceded territory of the Comox First Nations, the traditional keepers of this land. We'll call the meeting to order. Public question period. Public input for the purpose of permitting people in the gallery to provide feedback should be no longer than 15 minutes unless approved by the majority of council vote. Each speaker may provide a respectful comment on any topic they deem appropriate, not necessarily on any topics of the agenda for the meeting. Each speaker may not speak longer than 2 minutes, but may have a second opportunity if time permits. Each speaker will not be allowed to speak regarding a bylaw in respect for which a public hearing has been held. For the record, please state your name and address.
Melina Gradisar, 261 Ambleside. 2 weeks ago, I was here, presented you with a letter. Yeah. And I asked for a letter saying that the council as a group, and you are aware that I did not write that. And I got no such letter so far. Am I going to get a letter?
CEO.
For the record, Ms. Gradisar, I don't believe that you actually asked for a letter or a written response. In any case, Ms. Gradisar, if you are looking for a written response, I'll be happy to provide that.
What else do you think I was asking for when I asked you to rectify it?
What I've said, Ms. Gradisar, is that now that you have drawn this to our attention, I will be happy to provide you with a written response.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Be in the next couple of weeks.
It's already been 2 weeks.
I understand that. But now that it's brought to his attention again.
And that was not clear last time?
No, it was not.
It was not.
No.
I'm going to have to reread it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Introduction late items? None. Approval of agenda, that the agenda for the regular council meeting held on November 18th, 2025 be approved as presented. Oh, the microphone is on.
As presented, I'll move that.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you. Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Seeing none, motion is carried. Minutes of previous, that the minutes of the regular council meeting that was held on November 4th, 2025 be adopted as presented.
Presented.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you. Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Seeing none, motion is carried. Petition delegations, none. Correspondence. A through D. Does anybody want anything pulled? Councillor Johnson?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. If you can pull item B, please. Strathcona Regional District Fire Smart Program.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Okay, go ahead, Councillor Johnson.
Thank you. This pertains to letter page 10 of your package. My question is does this 50-50 program replace the program that Sayward benefited from previously, in that there was pickup of brush piles? I'm hoping it doesn't. I'm hoping it's an addition to, but I'm wondering if staff can, if you know currently, if you could respond. If not, if we can, I'll put a motion in to seek clarification.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor Baker. Not being familiar with the previous Fire Smart program, Councillor, I think it would be worthwhile making a motion to that effect.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. Through the mayor, then I would like to put a motion forward that staff investigate whether this 50/50 program replaces the former free program for brush pile cleanup and report back to council. Thank you.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you. Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? One opposed. The motion is carried. Council reports, none. Reports on committees, none. Mayor's reports, see attachment. Unfinished business, none. Staff reports. Grant aid request for BC Emergency Health Services. The recommended resolution that council approves the grant and aid request from BC Emergency Health Services, Community Paramedics, date November 10th, 2025. Do I have a second, please?
Second
I'll
that.
second that.
Thank you. Discussion? All in favor? Oh, sorry, Councillor Johnson.
I just want to point out that this application is incredibly well done. And I do like the fact that it stipulates right in the application that if revenue, a paid potential revenue source comes in, that they are flexible to move their programming. And I think that's important for any grant and aid application. Thank you.
Okay, further discussion? Councillor Bichette.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just curious of what could be moved considering the Kelsey Center is closed. So who's going to pay if it's closed?
Councillor Johnson.
Thank you. Through the mayor, the center is in fact open to business. As Councillor Bruchette has pointed out, there is not staff available, but the center is open to rent for different functions. Parties would be responsible for cleanup, but it can be booked. It is open for business.
Okay, thank you. So on the recommended resolution, all in favor? Opposed? I'm sorry, Councillor Paulson, I can't see you.
She had her hand up for discussion and she's on mute.
Can you take yourself off mute, please? There we go.
Yes, I just did. I also want to thank Greg for a very comprehensive grant and aid request, the way he completed the form, and also for initiating this program. I have a few suggestions for change, though, and that he might want to consider because it's issues that other organizations that have applied for a grant in aid have faced. And I just, for a suggestion, if Greg is there, that he changes the weekly meeting time to 9:30 from 10 to 11, change it to 9:30 to 11:30. He's dealing with people that have mobility issues, and it may take them a bit longer to get into the Kelsey Center and set up for a 10 o'clock start. And also we'll need a little bit of extra time at the end. So I know it's might seem a little crazy, but if the rules are enforced the way they have been with other organizations, that I think that should be changed. I have a question about the liability insurance and whether that is through the village liability insurance. And it seems quite high if it is through the village, because another organization doesn't pay that much for longer use of the of the center. And also there's no request for a fob to access the building. And that's really necessary too, because often the staff aren't available from the office to come and open the door and then lock it up again. So it has created a few problems and issues in the past. Those are my suggestions, that the grant and aid request be amended.
Council, what do you think? Councillor Johnson?
Thank you. Some excellent points from Councillor Paulson. So I would have no problem with an earlier start if the applicant deems that that is something that he would like to investigate. Second to that, I would endorse the deposit on the fob being something that that can be excluded from a cost perspective. As I understand it, every applicant that applies under a grant and aid is not on the village liability, but must seek liability through the and one of those avenues to do that is through the village recommended insurer. So whatever that looks like, then that's what the cost would be, and the applicant would be that would be the price. So again, if that changes, we could certainly look at that.
Okay, anybody else? No? So staff will bring the recommendations to Greg. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Mayor Baker. What I've heard so far appears to be in the form of a motion from Councillor Johnson.
We're already in the motion right now.
Okay. Is there a seconder to this motion?
To the first, yeah, I believe it was Councillor Coates.
That was to the primary, but that was to endorse the entire thing. If council wishes, or rather if the primary mover and the secondary mover of the motion are amenable to a friendly amendment, then council has the discretion to deal with this tonight.
Okay. Very well. So Councillor Coates, are you, do you
I'm in
accept a
favor of
friendly
the friendly
amendment?
amendment that Councillor Paulson suggested, yes.
Thank you. Councillor Johnson?
Absolutely, I would agree to that. Thank you.
Okay. So as amended, all
Aye.
in favor? Opposed? Seeing none, motion is carried. Budget variance. Report as of October 2025. Go ahead, Councillor Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. CFO Clark, is at this time, did you want to go through the handout, or do you feel there's a need? I'm satisfied with the answers here, but if you wanted to go review them, that's.
Thank you through the mayor to council. So I did email Councillor Coates and Councillor Paulson the questions that Councillor Johnson had sent in with answers, and I'm just wanting to confirm that you did receive that email.
I have not received an email.
Neither have I.
How long ago was it sent? Just before the meeting? It was sent just before the meeting.
Oh, I've got it now, but I haven't read it.
Councillor Johnson. CAO.
Thank you, Mayor Baker. I think for the benefit of all members of council, the Chief Financial Officer will be happy actually to review the questions and answers that have been provided.
Very well.
Thank you. So I can go through the full report if you'd like, but I'm hoping that council has taken the opportunity to read through the report. And a lot of the information that's been provided in the detail section has already been presented at a previous variance report as far as what's included in each line item. So I don't know if we need to go through the entire report, but I certainly will go through these questions and answers that were submitted. The first question was boiler room repairs show 2 transfers out in the amounts of 35,000 and 45,000. So that references page 93 of your package in table C, the table that shows reserves. So the question is related to the line labeled Kelsey Center boiler room repairs. There's 35,000 coming out of the Community Works Fund and 45,000 coming out of the Growing Communities Fund. And the question was, we had insurance cover a large majority of this expenditure, I thought. And the answer that I provided is costs for the boiler room repair project have been analyzed below in the information that I provided here in this email. The final costs for the project, which included new boilers, new control panel, new wiring, and all associated costs and fees, was $138,383.45. The insurance claim proceeds less a $2,500 deductible came to $59,180.18, which leaves a balance to be covered by the village of $79,203.27. The reason why insurance did not cover the full amount is the village's insurance policy will cover replacement equipment costs, but not upgrades or any additional items. And considering that the entire boiler system is at the end of its life, several components could not be replaced and upgrades were necessary. Additionally, several other pieces of equipment were put in place to ensure future safeguarding of infrastructure. So one example would be a fiberglass enclosure over the controls to protect it for any future issues. That is why the full cost of the project was not covered entirely by insurance. Second question is related to the drainage project, referencing that same table, table C on page 93 of your package. The question was, there are 2 transfers out of 200,000 and 265,000 respectively. And the question is, what are those transfers for? Those transfers are items that have been budgeted for and approved by council for the drainage project. The funds have been earmarked for the project and will be transferred from reserves when the project is substantially completed. So it's a budget item. It hasn't actually come out yet, but it's earmarked. Third question is page 97 of the package, Sayward News revenue. Is the SRD portion coming later this year? And that's correct. So that's not in this current version of the variance report, but yes, that will be coming later this year. Page 100 of the package, Kelsey Center maintenance and repairs. Question is, was the boiler repair in 2025? It's not reflected here or in 2024. Could that be because it was put under capital? And yes, that's correct. The boiler repair was posted to a project/capital GL and the total was provided above. Page 102, there's about $10,000 savings in street lighting. Have we just not been billed yet for additional costs? That's correct. And so it's just a timing issue. And the last question, page 103, are there more invoices coming for drainage? The expenditures to date are $1,821 on a $9,000 budget. Yes, there will be a few more invoices before the end of the year, but costs are not expected to exceed budget. Those were the questions that I had received, but I am open if there are any other questions from council. Thank you.
Council, do you have any questions? No? Seeing none? So we don't have to. Councilor Burchett?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Page 97. Legal line item. Looks like we're over budget by $137,870. Through the mayor to the CAO, did we have any motions to vote on over expending that amount of money?
Yes, we do.
Could you please provide council with an email with regards to dates and times for that, please?
Councillor, I will investigate it.
Okay, anybody else? Any additional questions? Councillor Johnson?
I will point out that just through Mayor, maybe possible relation to Councillor Brissech's question, I do see that we're 75,982 into a $95,000 budget for contingency. So that may work to resolve part of that question.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Councillor Brissett?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just that overrun a budget on legal would definitely keep the Kelsey Center open, and unfortunately it's closed. We have these gross legal bills.
Couldn't agree more. Anybody else? No, we don't have to receive this. No. Okay. Appointments to committees and board chairs. Report. The council reaffirms the current appointments of members of Saybrook Council to committees and boards within the and outside the village of Saybrook for the remaining of the current Saybrook Councilor's term. Do I have a motion on that, please?
I'll move
Move
that.
that.
Thank you. Second,
I'll take a second. Second on that.
discussion. All in favor? Opposed? When opposed, the motion is carried. Okay, proposed regular council meeting dates for 2026. The council adopts the regular meeting schedule for 2026. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm going to recommend that it was brought before us that we could change slightly the meetings to reflect the SRD schedule. I am in support of that, so going with second and fourth option as presented.
Okay, that's your motion.
It is.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Discussion?
Okay.
Councillor Paulson?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I wondering where this is coming from for the change. It says that in the information provided that it was for the information issues about Sayward Village Council to get to the SRD in a more timely fashion. And I'd just like to point out that information from SRD to back to the village has never been in a timely fashion. So I don't see what the need to change at this late date is, and I'm not in favor of changing to the second and fourth Tuesdays.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Okay, we have a mover and a second. Correct? CAO, we have a mover and a second. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor Baker. Yes, Councillor Johnson moved and seconded by Councillor Coates.
Thank you. All in favor? Opposed? 2 opposed, the motion is carried. Emergency
Did you-
services, none?
I didn't see the it looked to me like it was 2 and 2 for that vote.
No, it was 3. You had Debbie Coates, Councillor Johnson, and myself.
I didn't see you raise your hand.
It's not
you.
necessary for me to raise my hand each time. Thank you. Bylaws? None. New business? None. Question period. For the purpose of question period, enabled citizens ask the question of council issues that are important to the citizen asking the question. Speakers are asked to limit their questions to one each, and if time permits, everyone will have an opportunity for a second question. Citizens will ask to state their name and address, please.
Maureen Hazelhurst, 520 McMillan Drive. My question is with respect to bylaw number 416, Village of Sayward Council Procedure, bylaw 2015, section 8-4. It says members may participate in a meeting by means of electronic or other communication facilities provided that the rationale for the electronic meeting is agreed to by members and endorsed by a resolution explaining the rationale at the beginning of the meeting. As noted in the minutes for November 4th, October 24th, or I'm sorry, October 21st, October 7th. Excuse me, Sue Polson has attended the meetings via Teams electronically, but I haven't seen any resolution.
Okay. Thank you. I don't believe we've had a resolution that's approved by the mayor.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any further questions? No. Okay. In camera, recommended resolution. In accordance with section 92 of the community charter, this council meeting will be closed to the public at this time in order the council may give consideration to matters in accordance with the following sections of the community charter. 90-1D, security of property in the municipality. 90-1F, law enforcement. If council considers the disclosure could reasonably expect to harm the conduct of the investigation under the enforcement of enactment. 90-1G, litigation and potential litigation affecting the municipality. 90-1I, for the receipt and advice that is subject to solicitor-client privilege, including communication necessary for that purpose. And 5 is 90-1J, information that is prohibited. The information that was presented in the documents would be prohibited from disclosure under section 21 of the Freedom of Information Act. 90-1L, discussion with the municipal officers and employees respecting the municipal objectives, measures, and progress reports of the purpose of the preparing an annual report under section 98.
So moved.
Second,
I'll second that.
thank you. Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? 2 opposed, the motion is carried.